Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is LolaAjisafe here. We are reviewing Love and Marriage, Huntsville, season 4, episode 2. What's this episode called? It's called You Scots Be Lying. Y'all be lying. I don't know if I'm gonna call them lying, but they just be like pretending, putting stuff on the rug, pretend like if I say it don't matter, it don't matter. Yo, brethren, it matters. That's what the peoples are saying. But anyway, housekeeping rules, don't forget to like the video. Thank you. And more importantly, tell me what you think. Let's interact. Let's keep talking. Let's keep this conversation going. That's what this is all about. Like, don't worry about the gas prices, because all you have to do is just, turn on your phone and just put something in and let's talk. Let's try and put all the problems to the side for now. We can't do nothing about it until they figure themselves out. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, and you think like, you know what? This Lola lady, like, she interesting. I think she's cool. Hit the subscribe button. All right, let's go into it. So, what are we doing now? Scene opens up. Martell. He posing. He posing. Like, he got some pictures. You know what? For one thing, I can't lie to you. Like, the guy might get on my nerves or has gotten on my nerves. He's a handsome man. I think I said this before. He's a handsome man, like, and this is how we as women get fooled. A very handsome man, but yo, his character that he has displayed thus far removes that from him. But I give him this scene. So he has a manager. I was like, first of all, I was like, manager, Mel Nika. I decided just to hold on out Mel Nika is a manager. So apparently has a manager because he's trying to turn his life around. Mel Nika, one of the homies, had 20 some years. She's trying to help him out. And so they're doing a Valentine's Day shoot. Yeah, if you have any sense, that's not the person you need to be looking at for Valentine's. But I'm just saying. But you know what? I like this scene. He calls, at some point, somebody say, I don't know if the photographer like look inside there like, yo, people just have me holding the camera. I don't know. I'm just saying. And somebody comes up with a bright idea that he needs baby oil, and he called Destiny, because we know Destiny is an original friend. Or maybe they're trying to, the anti-male people are trying to group together. I don't know. Whoever's going to film me, I need to film with is what's going on. That's my opinion. So he called Destiny, like, yo, Destiny, you a block away from here. I'm going to need some baby oil, sis. And she's like, what? But she show up with the baby oil. So she shows up. And they just, get chatting. She recounts the whole Tisha is my enemy. I'm not talking to you. And he didn't say too much. But I guess in the confession, that's when he was saying, like, I told this girl, that's how Mel behaves. So we don't know. I don't know. Mel's, discards, all grouping together to band against her. I don't know. I'm just observing. But I have to say, in this particular scene, he comes across as likable. Like, okay, I'm like, okay. Likeable, yet the pictures didn't hurt, but also the energy, like he had a playful, like, not that, and you can actually, I remember there was a scene last season where he and Mel were talking when she was saying sign the divorce papers. In one moment he was vulnerable and soft, and quickly like that he turned to that Mel that were like the Martell, they were like, yeah. So I can see the attraction when he's being soft and kind, and of course when he's being Mr. Jack, like he fluctuates between those two quickly. But today he seemed in the cool, like, oh, okay, this guy is alright, like, and I guess he reacts to his environment, I think, like most of us, but he does it more so than other people. So he's, Destiny is safe. He's Melnika is safe, photographer is safe, he's feeling himself, he's oiling himself, so he's in a good mood and he's acting nice and just seems like a regular fella, like, oh, he's kind of nice. Nah, don't be deceived though. How many seasons have we seen of him? Then just one scene who convinced us, no, you're not fooling me. But I give them this, they gave you a good scene here, sir. You had a good scene, maybe because it was your only scene in the episode. Maybe that's why they gave you a good scene. They'll put you there to make you happy because you came at the top of the episode. So I don't. Because the truth is, I think, as for all of us, we don't want to see any man down. One thing, and I don't want to say it's just about Americans, but we're talking about Americans right now. Everybody loves a good redemption story. Rising from the ashes, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So if he can rebuild himself and acknowledge to himself that, yo, I messed up, be accountable and repair it. The sky's his limit, because there's one thing, I won't call it pretty privilege, because he good looking to the point of like he's a little bit pretty. So it's like, and he built like Ken. So pretty privilege will help him if he can get his, what's behind the Ken doll looks together. It will, he will only but succeed. He will, if he's able to show accountability and really turn things around. But I have to say that he and Mel were a good couple, but I digress. I'm moving on. I mean, good, just visuals only. I'm not talking about anything else, just visuals. They made a very handsome couple. So next scene, Mel meets up with Stormi, who we've seen once or twice. Stormi's a friend of hers who has a great business. Apparently she has like a hair product business. So she comes, it appears that Stormi is quite successful, because I do believe she filmed her video. I want to say she filmed the video in Stormi's house, if I remember correctly. So anyway, she is, Stormi seems like a successful, business owner who's kind of in the line that Melanie wants to move in. So Melanie is now rebranding her, relaunching a skincare line that she had before, wherever that old name was. She's giving a different name, different packaging. She wants to start again. And just in terms of invoicing and where, getting a warehouse, all these things they're talking. Of course, she's filming. Looks like, Storm is coming on as a friend of the show, I think, so to say. So she's filming with her, and then of course, rightfully so, she brings up the opportunity that Stormi seemed kind of real. Stormi like, you fellatio and you didn't remember, and she's like, why do you want to answer this question? So they kind of put that under, and then they start discussing the PJ party that Melanie's planning. And so Stormi's like, so who's coming? Do I know anyone? And she kind of breaks down the list. She's like, okay, yeah, Kimmy's coming. And she's like, I didn't hear this. Is Tisha coming? Tisha's not coming. How about Destiny's not coming? I like the fact that Stormi does not seem like a yes man. She's really like inquiring, what do you mean? I thought you and Destiny were friends. What's going on? Like she probes, and the girl goes on to say that Destiny said some negative things about me to Tisha. She's like, what did she say? And she said some negative things. I'm saying it like a Nigerian, like it was a Nigerian role. But she said, yeah, she said some negative things. She wasn't specific. I don't know what to think of that, because I feel like if you're really hurt or disappointed by someone's actions, like, did what she say was that embarrassing that you don't want to repeat it, or you just don't remember, or at the time, because I think I'd said last week that I feel like, yes, they were talking about her recounting the story, but was it just in the emotion of how she was feeling is how she received that conversation, and not particularly what they said, but just how she felt about how these two, that kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking. It was more the emotion than what they said, because she hasn't said anything. Another thing, like, Stormi knew, but Stormi warmed me, like, she warmed my heart. Like, now, I'm quick to fall in love with someone at this point, but Stormi, like, she seems like real people. So she said, like, so Tiffany, but that Tiffany chick, like, she come off strange. No, in fact, she's thirsty. Stormi. The enemy of my enemy. that's it. Is my friend. So I'm just kidding. Like, I'm not gonna have it. It's not the enemy of my enemy. We're not enemies. But I'm just saying, like, I feel it's interesting that Stormi on the sidelines, like, yeah, something not right with this chicken. I'm not gonna pretend. I think she's thirsty, and I'm, Stormi, I'm right there with you. So let's see how that goes. So yeah, I'm feeling Stormi right now. Like, Stormi's. Let's see. We just met. I've seen her, but we just met. So, but I'm liking her. So here's to go, because I know Carlos King, who's the executive producer, had said that we're slow to warm up to people. No, like, what we are slow to warm up is insincerity, because it comes off on the camera. We can see it. If you're sincere, we can see it. If you're pretending acting, we can see it. If you're acting up for the camera, we can see it, and we don't vibe with that. Like, we don't vibe with that, because think when we did have some beef with Destiny figured it out and got herself settled, and now she's coming off okay. But Stormi, I've seen her once or twice. I know they filmed in the house. I don't know about Stormi, but she coming off real. She coming off like a sis. Like, she's from the neighborhood. She's come up. She's done good for herself. But she's still real, recognized real. She's still not here to play the stuff with you. Like she's a BS man. Like, she'll pick up the BS in a minute. That's how I feel. So I don't think it's like people are slow to warm to them. It's just like, yo, if you come off like spewing out BS, we're going to call you for it, and you're not going to enjoy the social media comments if you come off looking like that. That's what it is. Carlos King. How you doing? Anyway, moving on. All right, next scene, Marceau and Tisha. Now, I did say that an episode is not complete without Marceau. Like I said before, like I have no beef with Marceau. Like he plays a vital part. I like him. Like at this point, I don't think he can do much wrong. I'm not. I mean, in the beginning, like I said, I was not feeling him, but I'm okay with him now. So I like his mother-in-law, Miss Wonder. Just barges in or comes in somehow. He looked like talk about shit. Like in confessional, he called her like a day walker. I just love the he's just, and he'll say some of these slick things with just like almost like just a little bit of a smirk. I love it. Like he's quick with it, and I like that. So Tisha comes up with like somebody she gonna pay for her mother's food truck, like, and she said, "You told me I could." He's like, "Nah, my G, I didn't tell you that." I said, like, how we know she's serious? That was my, weird way of saying no. And he said that right in front of Miss Wonder. Miss Wonder is looking like Lucas said. So then he says, "You know what, Miss Wonder? I pay." Like he messing with her now. Like he trying to see how far she ready to go. Like how far she want it. How desperate is she? How thirsty is she? So he's like, Miss Wonder, if you gave me my coffee, then we can talk about you getting the money. Like, I write that check for you today. Like, how you talking to your mother-in-law? Like, he knows that she's not serious. He's treating her like an unserious person, and she has carried herself like an unserious person. Therefore, because it's like, if you don't respect yourself, other people won't respect you. This woman, by all accounts, is somebody's mother. She definitely in her 40s, maybe 50s. She's not walking and carrying herself like somebody's mother. She's walking and carrying herself like a busybody. Like it might get her scenes, but she doesn't get any respect. She loses all self-respect. You're beefing with people. Like you're somebody's mother. Like carry yourself like somebody. When you carry yourself like somebody, they will treat you like somebody. This woman doesn't carry herself like somebody, so they treat her like a nobody. Because by all accounts and purposes, your son-in-law should not be talking to you anyhow, even if he's giving you money. There should be a certain decorum and respect. But you yourself, ma'am, you don't respect yourself. So how can you respect you? Really is that's how it is. Like, a woman don't respect herself. She might make great TV, but personality-wise, zero. Like, character-wise, zero. Integrity. So I don't want personality, but integrity and character, zero. Like, you don't carry yourself like you're not going to get what you don't put out there. You create the boundaries. You create the atmosphere that surrounds you. And so far, she hasn't. So her son-in-law is now telling her, I give you money, go and get me coffee. Who's your mate? But she didn't say that. You know what is the so when he starts saying that, and she launches into she launches into let me destroy Marceau. Let me bring up a Marceau segment. Let me bring up comments and rumors about Marceau segment. Sis, I guess that gives you more camera time, but like I said, you continue to lose respect. Like if you're ready to give up your self-respect for money, you're not a serious person. Lady, that's what you've chosen to do. I mean, if that's what you need to do to eat, I guess that's what you need to do, other than laying on your back. Maybe I shouldn't judge you, but yeah, he shouldn't have done it. But I can't be mad at him because she plays into it. She puts herself in that situation. He didn't tell her to come. She showed up, and then she launches into the let's bring up Marceau rumor segment. Sis, you can't beat him. Like you're trying to battle with Satan on his turf. That's what it's like. Like she's trying to battle with Satan on his turf. Lady, all you're gonna do is get your fingers burnt. And literally that's what I feel happened. So then she launches into oh boy, you have a partner with Martell, Of course, Brad, like, I don't answer to you. You're not the boss of me. And he's always so casual. When she's getting riled up, he's always so casual. Not answering her questions. I don't need to answer her questions. So the thing is, and that's another thing, for someone her age, there should be a certain amount of wisdom that will come with it that I'm expecting. I know she has, but I don't know. Like, she's so thirsty to get TV time that she's doing this. And what I mean by this is, you as a person with some wisdom, do you think that you can intervene in somebody's marriage, okay, your daughter's marriage, by berating the husband publicly? Do you think, what kind of result do you think because if somebody too was intervening in your marriage, Miss Wonder, how would you react? The way you behave and busybody that you are, you will spew fireballs at them. So do you think that you doing that to somebody else is going to bring about a good result? It doesn't. You continue to diminish and break down your relationship, and in the interim also break down the relationship between Tisha and Marceau, as well as breaking down your relationship between you and your daughter. Because ultimately, your daughter should choose a husband, not you. What do they say? You separate and they cleave together. So now two become one. So where are you here? You think you're not fighting for your daughter is not a child. She's not a child. She's not a child. So, yeah, Miss Wonder, you've completely lost all self. Like, you created the situation. So it's not, because I think wisdom would tell you and dictate that your methods are not working. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, is the definition of insanity. Ma'am, do they need to commit you somewhere because it's not working? And then in the same breath, when she says she's not going anywhere, she's talking about, can I have my money now? Can they take that kind of person seriously? Who can take that kind of person seriously? You talk about their marriage, whereas as a mother and as the mother-in-law, you should be wanting to tidy your daughter's home, to keep it. I'm not saying that, support cheating or support that, but the element that she's playing in this doesn't help the relationship. She puts fire under her daughter's marriage, and then it's talking about people on social media that she doesn't know that they're disturbing her daughter. You are the one disturbing your daughter, because you're constantly coming. If your daughter is blind and can't see Marceau and he's actually doing something, let her find out. But you creating fire, you're not doing anything, you're just making it worse for your daughter, causing confusion. Then she'll now go to her husband, he'll now reprogram her with his Jedi mind tricks, and then you give her a split personality, and she may need help at this point. So Miss Wonder, you're not helping things, you're making things worse. You need to back off. Like, if you can't give good advice and use wisdom to direct your daughter, you think rah solves problem. Rah solves nothing. Like, the swiftest of assassins is not rah. You look, head falls off a neck. There was no rah involved, and those are the best warriors in the world. They move with swiftness, not with noise. You're just making noise. Okay, I didn't mean to come from Miss Wonder today, but I'm tired. Like, yo, one breath, hey, he's this, that, and on the other breath, so you insult him with this hand, and then you want to collect money with this hand. Where does that make sense? Where they do that at? Like, if you're really beefing with him, tell him to keep his money. You use self-respect. Like, yo, you can't buy me. That, if you're a real one, that's what you should do. But you have your hand out, like, here, can I have some more, please? Nah, Miss Wonder, you didn't play yourself right this time. Nah, you didn't. Like, it's one thing if you're trying to hold him accountable and you want to scatter your daughter's marriage, but you want to hold him accountable, scatter the marriage, and collect money from him all in one. We don't do that. That's not how I roll, sis. Nah, this episode didn't work for you at all. Like, usually they say you spicy. Nah, you played yourself. And next scene we have Kimmy and Maurice. You have a pop-up visit to go, see Jalen in his new apartment. I guess his house. He's got a house, and I guess the whole essence of this scene was for them to have another combo. Maybe producers and myself had sat them down like last week. Y'all didn't really address the pink elephant in the room. Like, you played around with it, and we got tired and we're a little suspicious. And I'm like, this is not sorted. So they say, okay, I want you to have another opportunity. Why don't you guys try and have a convo with Jalen? So they get to Jalen's place, and Jalen talk about, he saw the post on social media that Maurice did that. Are you guys okay? Because I thought it was a ha joke. But when I saw the comments underneath, I was like, ooh, are things good? And then they're like, oh yeah, we're okay, no problem. Do you believe it? It's just social media. Like, social media is just one thing. It's people. Yeah, it's true that people are all big and bad, like on the keyboard, because there is. But still, sometimes there's no smoke without fire. I say sometimes because sometimes really just, a rumor can take off and just take fire. But anyway, next question, he rightfully says, he asks, he's like, I'm thinking, like, did you cheat on my mom? They pause, rah, commercials come back to only say that, we don't believe, no, and it's Kimmy protecting, Maurice. We don't believe in infidelity. We don't believe infidelity is right. Is that what we asked you? We said that, and I'm not asking because I really don't care. But her son was like, Jalen said, like, yo, Maurice, did you cheat on my mom? Is this what's going on? Is this why these rumors are starting? Did you cheat on her? So you know what I think. So Kimmy answered the question, and her code was, we don't believe that infidelity is right at all. So she now referring to the fact that because they weren't married at the time the picture was taken, at the time that Arian referred to women around them as linebackers, that if he did lay with a linebacker at that time, they weren't married, so it's not considered infidelity. Right now, Marceau is one of the real smart folks on the show, and Kimmy too. She can manage anything. She can handle any kind of conflict. She's like, bring it. So I feel that she handled it that way, like not saying no, because it might come out as true, and I should be like, well, I didn't say no, I simply said we don't believe in infidelity, because I didn't hear no, unless they edited out the no. I don't know, but that's how she addressed it. So maybe she's looking at the fact like, okay, we weren't married at the time, I'm not happy about it, and if there's more evidence, I'll probably deal with him, but at this time I'm not going to, you know, lose any sleep over it, because yeah, facts are we weren't married at the time. I think that's where she's putting that. That's how she's putting it to bed. But people keep bringing it up. All right, next scene, Mel's having a sleepover. It looks really pretty. I like the setup. I love to go for something like that. You know, put everybody, you know, have a babysitter for everyone and just go have fun, drinks, you know, little snacks with the girls and then just sleep comfortably. Just, you know, just have fun. But anyway, so the guests come in. Turns out that Mel invited one of Tisha's cousins, Kiki, like, I don't know if that was wise. I guess I don't know, it's either she was trying to be messy, create something for the cameras, or she really don't care about Tisha. She don't care if Tisha now. Like, she really don't care, and she's not trying to change who she is or who her friends are for anything, whether the person's related to Tisha or not. Maybe she doesn't care. I'm not, you know, because Tisha cousin there, Tisha cousin Kiki there, and Kiki came too. So Kiki's, you know, Kiki shows up. I'm looking like, all right. And you know, Kimmy looking too like, Kiki's here? She's Tisha's cousin. Later on during the evening, they get talking, and then Stormi comes up to Kimmy and says, you know, they get talking, and I don't really like what happened to you. That was messed up. It was, you know, da da da. Kiki, Tisha's cousin too, is talking. They're all talking about the same issue, and at this point, Kimmy's tired. She's like, oh Jesus, so look what you cost. But another thing that Stormi said, which I thought was like, Stormi, I like you. She's like, yeah. You think that post was just to deflect off of what Marcel really was doing, or who the real villain was? Like, girl, yeah. One, to deflect. Two, definitely just to show everyone, like, yo, like, you keep calling Maurice the good guy. He's not the good guy. Like, you make me out to be the villain. Nah, G, you get some of this smoke. So yeah, to deflect is a beautiful way to put it. And then, you know, of course, Mel comes in. She's like warning Kimmy that, Kimmy, be careful, oh. Backstabbing, open your eyes. Don't just, you know, take everything at face value. Don't just be the nice Kimmy that open your eyes. You know how Nigerians we say, shine your eyes. So Mel told her to shine her eyes, open and pay attention. That anytime there's a hee hee ha ha ha, that hee hee ha ha is really a cover up for something else. I'm like, boom, bullseye, point taken. Mel's no lightweight either. Like, she's right. Like, somebody can hide some malice in a joke. I was just kidding, ha ha ha. No, the action, that was what you did was, yeah, it was messed up. But then you're going to cover it up like, oh, JK, just kidding. Nah, my G, this is not a just kidding kind of thing. He's too smart not to have some ideas to what the fallout would be with a post like that. But he ready to cut off his nose to spite his face. All right, let's see how this goes. This is episode 2. We're still talking about this darn picture. I'm not gonna put it up, but yeah, I put it up in my other video, so go check that out. But everybody's seen the picture. At the same time, then they start talking about Tisha, and so you know, Kimmy's like, why are we talking about Tisha? We didn't invite Tisha, yet we're talking about her. You didn't invite her, so let's not talk about her. Let her be here if you want to talk about her. That's, you know, that's why it's like, regardless of what happens, Kimmy always seems to be able to find the middle ground and be somewhat fair and objective, because she's right. It's like, y'all guys didn't invite her, but you're talking about her. If you're going to be talking about her, Kukuma should have invited her. Let her be here to be fighting with you people when you talk about her. Point. So, you know, further during the luncheon, Tiffany come over to her, to Kimmy, and say, oh, let's, you know, grab a plate, let's have a chat. I just want to make sure we're still good, you know, from the reunion when you talked about the chamber comment. So update you people, so we know that, you know, when Carlos King had said, do you think that, you know, Louis and Tiffany are being transparent? Everybody said no, and they said that no so quickly. Well, you and I know that they weren't being transparent, so that's not news to us. But I don't know why we're playing and pretending like, you know, we need to ask questions to see that all they want to do is talk about other people and not talk about themselves. So they want to reveal everybody else's truth and just decide to choose what they want to reveal. That's not how it works. You sign up for that reality show, anything can happen. So instead of trying to gain time by talking to other people, you better gain time by trying to decide what you want to reveal. Made up or not, but you better not make it up, because we won't find out. But anyway, so they go to the couch, you know, here you can see Tiffany wants to save face. She wants to clarify, oh, I wasn't fired, and I left, It's been a while. I have my own business. She's just trying to tell everyone that she wasn't fired. Like, yeah, they said Tiffany was fired from Chip. I know I left, you know, and I don't care. Tiffany, I don't care, and I don't think my homies care either. None of us. Yeah, you don't care now. We don't care. Okay, so you save face now, but that wasn't the point, and that's what Kimmy was trying to make. Say, yes, you know, Carlos looked at me, but there were other people that also had other things to say to, you know, buttress the fact that you are not transparent. That you want to sell, you want to be on a reality show and talk about other people and not yourself. It doesn't work like where, you know, of course, Stormi comes to the couch, Mel comes to the couch, so they're all at the couch now discussing, and of course Tiffany feels cornered because she's trying to explain that, yeah, I haven't worked at, you know, the chamber for over 5 years, but they said, madam, when they introduced you to us last season, that's what Mel used to introduce us. She said you worked at the Chamber of Commerce. So what do you want us to do? We're going based on what we were told. Now you're saying that you haven't worked there, and she said something slick about, like, this is like talking about when you were 12-year-old and she was turning to Stormi. There's something there because everybody was quiet for a second. Mel, who's always like the shade monitor, like when some shit happens, she has a weird reaction, like her eyes bug out, or she'll be like she does something, and Mel did that, her telltale sign that something happened. Kimmy looking like, and then Kimmy like, you trying to throw some shade? So we should get the background to the story next week, hopefully. And then Stormi let her have it, like, my G, that's not how it works. Like, what you don't want. Stormi is like, what you don't want is this, like, beep, beep. She get up with some beeps and walk us off. And here ends episode 2. There's something I want the beef. I want the juice and the tea behind what she was trying to get at. Because definitely it was directed at Stormi, because Stormi got up in a huff and was annoyed. Yes, that's the best way sometimes to get rid of someone. Not that I agree with it, but she didn't want, you know, Stormi there, and she got Stormi away from her. But Stormi had her eye on you, Tiffany. You can't fight. Stormi looked like she could knock you out. Not to say that two grown women should fight, but Tiffany needs to behave. This is second season. I'm still not feeling you, sis. Don't do it. You don't want them to take you off the show. Because we're not feeling you, like, then why you need to be on the show? Although some shows need a villain, but you don't really. Yeah, let's see. But anyway, guys, that is the end of the episode. Don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. That's it. Like, really, you know, 2 down, more to go. See you all next week. Lola, over and out. Thanks for watching.